Welcome to the channel, guys. This is what happens when you accidentally buy a Hummer. What we have here is our 2004 Hummer AM General. We bought it through GovPlanet, like most people do. Bought it as an in-op. We have no idea what's wrong with it. Let's take a walk and see what we can find just from looking it over. So what we have here is a result of poor judgment. As we can tell, there's no radiator in it. Otherwise, it looks mostly complete except for the master cylinder. It's completely dry. There's no cap on it. So I'm sure the brakes don't work. The other thing that we have is inside 2 dead batteries and a lot of wiring that's unhooked, disconnected, and in overall poor shape. Our goal here is uncertain. Do we get it running? Do we LS swap it? Do we do a Duramax swap? Do we put a Cummins in it? Maybe a Cummins with a stick. Maybe a Cummins with an Allison. We're not real sure yet.
I know one thing we're not doing. An LS.
An LS. Yeah, because who wants an LS? Twin turbos sticking out of the hood. You know, pipe sticking straight up, shooting flames.
It's completely non-American to LS swap a diesel Humvee.
Oh, well, let's see. Let's ask them. Do you think it's American or un-American? Leave a comment. So let's go inside, take a look. So as you can see, we have a mess. A complete and utter mess. This is what happens whenever you bid on an item on GovPlanet or any auction site at 7 o'clock in the morning and then forget about it and then somehow end up with the highest winning bid. We buy a lot of stuff like this.
And what was the bid?
We won this at $3,600. It was $4,500 out the door, so probably pretty cheap, but still a non-running Hummer, non-functioning Hummer, no brakes. It steers. Emergency brake works. That's a good thing. But again, good way to spend some money in responsible fashion.
Well, I mean, what do they say? You're not American unless you own Humvee. Especially a truck.
Well, yeah, I guess not. So this is it. We have the canvas top for it. We have doors. We have a lot of doors. 2 sets of doors, I do believe. And one door that's in great shape, as you can all see here.
I can only imagine what happened with that door.
Yeah. It looks like an unfortunate circumstance. But what you're going to see is probably a will it start video. You'll see a bunch of junk and crap around here also in the background.
Like the accidental $25 boat.
Yeah, we bought that at auction also for 25 bucks. Which probably isn't a bad deal, but you know, again, another poor way to spend some money.
I mean, for 25 bucks, who doesn't want a boat?
For 4,600 bucks, who doesn't want a Hummer?
Well, I mean, we ended up with one, so.
Yeah, I mean, as you can tell, the hood's in great shape.
It's just little spots.
We're not missing anything there or so much here.
Actually, I think I saw that one in the cab.
Probably. Tires are definitely not dry rotted. You know, there's probably not any water in the fuel tank. So we'll be good there, I'm sure. Yeah. It's definitely not bent up front, down low. The good thing is, guys, everything looks good from underneath. Everything looks intact. We did take a gander to see if maybe we could turn this engine over by hand, make sure it's not seized up, but if you've ever dealt with the 6.2 GM diesel, you can't bar them over by the crank bolt, not without taking a bunch of stuff apart on these. So We'll have to get some batteries, a little bit of ether. I know what you're all going to say. I can't start a diesel with ether. Well, pretty sure the 6.2 is not going to be hurt by a little bit of ether to see if it'll fire over. We'll see.
So do they make any other lift besides a body lift for this truck?
Not that I'm aware of.
That really
Apparently all
sucks.
they make is a 3-inch body lift. You're sitting on 37s already.
Right, but if we could do 40-inch boggers or 42-inch boggers.
Yeah. That would require work. Lots of work.
Hey, if we pull the body, we might as well do a Duramax or a Cummins.
Yeah, well, if the 6.2 is no good, we have to pull the body anyway. Let's pull this engine cover back. That, folks, is the back of the engine. Just about directly under the dash.
So wouldn't, if we did a stick shift, it'd be too far back. We'd have to get linkage that shoves it forward.
Yeah. Yep. Lots of modification.
And you're also reaching way over.
Yeah. I'm also noticing that our blower motor, our heat, this vehicle's not equipped with AC. Some of these Hummers were. The military added it on. This one does not have it, and it apparently doesn't even have heat because the blower motor is in excellent condition.
I kind of what happened there.
I don't know. It looks like a squirrel got a hold of it.
Yeah, a squirrel would do that.
Probably a rabid one.
No problem.
Yeah. All we know about this truck is it's been in the U.S. Army.
A true military truck because it's a 6.2 non-turbo.
Yep, not a civilian H1 painted up to be. A civilian H1 would probably be in a lot better condition than this.
There's about $500 in batteries we're gonna have to get for this truck.
Yeah, each one of these batteries is only 230 bucks, and that's pretty much, we're gonna have to have batteries to see if this thing will even rotate over. The other thing that we're missing now that this engine cover's off, it's quite noticeable that the engine speed sensor is missing, which isn't a big deal, but if you know anything about military Hummers, it's kind of hard to find just the engine speed sensor. Usually it's the whole insert, and that's the oil pump shaft also.
So we can't just get a Detroit we can't get just a, it has to be military. It can't be just,
as far as I've found out through my little bit of research, it's military only. So, you know,
because of the placement, or is it?
I'm not sure, but there's a couple military Hummer parts breakers out there specific, and then if you go to any parts website, it's not very common, we'll just say. The military parts breakers, the guys that buy the new old stock stuff, they show them, they list them. Whether they're right or not, I don't know. We'll find out eventually if this isn't a boat anchor, which, I mean, even running, it's a boat anchor, so we'll see.
The 6.5s are far better than the 6.2.
Yeah, the 6.5s are turbo diesel. They require some modification to fit in a military truck. They're bigger, of course, wider. There's more components to it. The civilian also came with a 4L80E instead of this turbo 400 variant. So you got 4 speeds instead of 3, which is why this only does about 55-60 miles an hour.
So what does the civilian do? 65-70?
It'll probably, I'm not real sure. I'm sure it'll do more than that. So this is it. This is our accidental purchase 2004 Hummer.
Pretty sweet though.
Yeah. Yeah. Real sweet. It does have the cool factor. You know, imagine cruising through town and you're
Yeah,
Humvee.
going through those small towns with this thing on the trailer, I'm sure they were like, what the hell's going on here?
Either that or they thought, hey, look, there's a sucker who bought a military Hummer.
Yep.
Yeah, it happens. Questionable purchases are all around this property.
I think it'd be pretty nice to get that CCUV Suburban.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see how this 6.2 does.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we'll ever, fully recover from this financial mistake.
If you can't sell it for more than what you got in it, might as well just swap it. Which a 12 valve or 24 valve Cummins would be perfect.
That makes sense. If you can't sell it for the money you have in it, let's pour more money into it.
Well, you know,
and have it worse.
Duramax,
Just a little bit more.
Duramax swapped ones go for 45, 50,000.
Yeah, there is a good market for the true military Humvees.
It's better than owning an H2 or an H3.
Great.
Or like the new one, the $100,000 electric ones.
Yeah. Possibly.
So how many miles do these trucks usually have?
It varies. Their service life is all over kind of the map. This one has a little bit higher mileage from what I've seen. This one has about 35,000 miles on it.
So what do they usually have, like 10,000, 15?
The majority of them that I've seen have more like 6,000 to 12,000 miles on them. And you have to remember, this is a military vehicle. None of the guys driving or operating this machinery, it's not theirs. They don't care.
So technically the parts on this truck could be worth a little bit of money, like all the suspension and everything, if someone wanted to swap it into their off-roading truck, like a rock crawl or something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure that the parts are worth more than the truck as a whole.
Would the engine and trans be worth more?
No, like I said earlier, it's a boat anchor.
I mean, this thing's pretty sweet. It's really not bad.
If you close your eyes and drink a couple beers, yeah.
Well, considering the other ones we saw in that lot, this thing's pretty sweet.
It is. It's really not in bad shape. But I think we have a long road to go with it.
She does have her issues, though. All right, well.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Watch us spend our money in more unresponsible ways.
Yeah, and we'll see you on the Will It Run video for this poor truck.